Hi, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're not. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about how to get your first 10 digital product sales as a beginner. If you're a girly who has newly joined the digital bag, then you are probably wondering, how am I even going to get my first sale, let alone my first 10 sales? And that is why I have created this step-by-step blueprint for you to follow. If anyone knows better what it feels like firsthand, it's me. To feel like you have created something so amazing, so special, and something that is going to help a lot of people, but you don't know how to get it out to them. But after watching this video, you are going to have so much clarity. It is going to shock you off of one free YouTube video. Before we even talk about sales, we need to get real for a second. I need you to ask yourself, does your product actually solve a specific problem for your audience? We are not here to create digital products just because they're trending. It's important that your product is actually something you created that your customer needed like yesterday. So these are the 3 questions I want you to ask yourself. What is one transformation that your product gives? Why would they buy your product instead of scrolling past? Who exactly is this product for? Once you can answer those 3 questions confidently, we are already on the right track. Because if there's anything I've learned in my years of experience, is that clarity sells but confusion doesn't. If your audience doesn't understand that your product is for them, if they don't understand what it does or what it can provide for them, they're just not gonna buy. Let's dig deeper into your audience very quickly, because if you're trying to sell to everybody, you end up selling to nobody. In 2025, niche is queen. It's important that you start with a niche, one. Okay, now a lot of people ask me, oh, can I have multiple niches? And you can, but I always like to tell my students if it makes sense. For example, you can't do hair and maybe a cleaning product. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So as long as your niches align, that's completely fine. Something like beauty and fashion, or like lifestyle and motherhood, okay? Just an example. Once you have a niche, it's going to be easy for people to categorize you. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, I don't want to be categorized, I don't want to be put in a box, but it's only for a season. That is only for your come up season, where you're starting to post content consistently and try and make a name for yourself. If you are a beginner and you're just starting out, my advice to you is pick a niche, because guess what? You can always change the niche a little bit later. You can tweak the niche a little bit later, but for you to get fast results, you have to put yourself in a niche, somewhere where social media is going to be able to categorize you and where people are going to be able to find you. So when I started off, I decided to pick one, which was content creation, and I decided to hone into my first digital product being about TikTok, because, you know, content creation is a very big subject. There's lots I can talk about, but as a beginner starting off, if you're talking about anything and everything to do with content creation, I was going to confuse my audience. So I had to say, okay, content creation, that's my niche. I had to pick a subtopic that I wanted to discuss and create a product around within that niche, and I decided to teach TikTok growth. With your audience, you need to know, what is your audience struggling with? What does your audience dream about? And what is stopping your audience from reaching their goal? Once you have found out all those important facts, you can now position your product as the solution. I want you to think of your product that is going to get your audience across the bridge on the other side, right? So maybe they're in a rainy place and there's a bridge and they're trying to get to a beautiful tropical island, right? Your product is that bridge. It's that road that they're going to be able to cross to get to their dream destination. It's important that you speak directly to your target audience's desires and pain points. A mistake that a lot of us make as beginners is that we think by talking to everyone, talking to the masses, that we are going to get more sales and more money. When actually, once you are very specific, once you niche down, once you truly understand what problem your product solves, how it helps your audience get their desires, you are going to be able to provide them with a transformation and explain that, and that is how you're going to be able to market your product and your audience will buy. There is a big difference between a product and an offer. The goal is to build an irresistible offer, not just sell a product. A product is just a thing, but an offer is the thing, value, the transformation, and the vibe. And that is what we want to focus on. So for instance, maybe your product is an ebook, but your offer includes a bonus template, lifetime access, a discount code for your next product, which is what I actually did for my first and second ebook. I always put discount codes at the back so that my customers would be able to get my future products at a discounted rate. The goal is to make it make sense and make your audience want to run and pull out their card to purchase your product. So we've narrowed down the basics. Now it's time to promote your product like you mean it, which is the part I know you are looking forward to. The truth is, sis, you can't be shy. And if you choose to be shy, we have to work through that shyness and that fear. If you've watched my last YouTube video, I said that I blocked my friends and family because I wanted to promote my product without the fear of being judged by them, right? Even though they wouldn't judge me, I was just in my own head. And I just decided I want to just block them, block a Facebook, block a Instagram, so that I could promote my product to the best of my ability without being worried about, oh, they're gonna say this and they're gonna say that. If you're scared, if you're shy, block them, because I promise strangers are actually going to support you more than your friends and family. Some of them would. So in order for them to give you that support, you have to show up, you have to post, and you have to promote your product. Because something I have also learned in this industry, if you don't talk about it, people aren't going to know. If you don't tell people what to do, they're not going to do it. I have students sometimes saying, oh, is it too early for me to put my product link in my bio? And 9 times out of 10, I'm like, no. Because people aren't going to click that link until you tell them. People aren't going to find out about your product until you tell them. So there's literally no room to be shy. And if you are shy, you don't want to show your face on social media, guess what? There's something called Faceless Marketing. And we actually cover that in my free masterclass, which you can sign up for in the description. You can't create a product and then keep it a secret. In 2025, attention is the new currency, and you need to get loud about your offer. I know a lot of people are like, okay, well, how do I even start talking about my product? Like, what do I say? Just talk about it. Why did you start it? Who is it for? What is the transformation it's going to help someone with? How has it changed your life or someone else's? Because remember, you are your first testimonial. So how has your product helped you? You can show the behind the scenes of you creating the product. You can post your process and make content about the problem that your product solves. You're not selling, you're serving, and there is a big difference. Once you understand that you are here to serve your audience, to serve God's people, it's going to be so much easier for you to show up with confidence and being like, yes, I'm not just creating a product that's BS. I'm creating a product that's actually going to help people, that's going to impact people. And tell them that, right? Say that in your content. Now we need to talk about social proof and have a little bit of urgency. You want to create urgency because one thing about it, if something is always available, people aren't going to go for it. They aren't going to grab it, okay? I want you to think about yourself. If something is always available to you, aren't you taking a little bit of extra time to get access to that thing? Because I know I do, which is so important that, you know, you either say there's limited spots, limited access, you could do like a launch sale, you could offer a discount code. I did a 3-day launch sale for my first ebook, and that gave my customers time to grab the ebook at the launch sale price, and it also helped me actually get my first 10 sales as well on day 1. And guess what? If someone has already bought your product, screenshot their message and post it. One thing I've learned is you want to post every single nice thing, good review that someone says about you. And I used to be scared to like overdo it, but the truth is you're not overdoing it, because it takes a lot for people to trust someone online and on the internet. So once you have that social proof, don't hide it, don't keep it, because that's what I did, right? It's so funny. As beginners, we want testimonials, we want reviews, we want people to, you know, DM us so that we can post it. And then once we actually have access to those things, we just keep it in the photo album, just collecting dust. But no, post it, because whether you believe it or not, people are always watching. and your next customer is waiting to see what other people are saying about you. Let people know that your product is actually getting results. Even if it is just one sale, that is still proof. It means something is working and you should be sharing it boldly. We want to start conversations, not just pitches. Something that helped me when I started was I didn't try and sell straight away. I just started conversations, whether that was me continuing a conversation that someone had DM'd me about, whether that was me having a conversation with my audience on my story. I wanted to get to know my audience, and I wanted my audience to get to know me, because that is how you build trust. So DM people, respond to comments, ask your audience what they're struggling with, and always give value before pitching. I'm sure by now you know it's not always about going viral. It's about building trust and connection, because you only need 10 people to say yes. My biggest tip that I want to give you is I want you to already believe that it's yours. I like to say that life is spiritual, life is of energy, it's a currency, there's an exchange. You need to manifest it. You need to speak it into existence, right? There's power of life and death on your tongue. So you say, I'm gonna get my first 10 sales. Speak it into existence. Don't only speak it into existence, act like it's already happened. Act like it is already yours. Because sometimes the only thing that is standing in between you and those 10 sales is your belief. If you're acting like no one is gonna buy your product, then guess what? That's what's gonna happen. But if you show up like you're already that girl, that digital CEO that you know you are, guess what's gonna happen? People are gonna buy your product. Your product is a gift to the world, and that is how I want you to view it as. You are not selling, you are serving God's people. You are helping them. So there you have it. That is how you're gonna get your first 10 digital product sales in 2025. Let's go through a quick recap. Number one, you want to make sure that your offer, your product solves a real problem for your target audience. Number two, you need to know your audience deeply. You should know your audience like the back of your hand. What gender are they? How old are they? What are they doing for work? Are they a nurse? Are they a doctor? Do they work a 9 to 5? What are their struggles? What are their desires? Number three, you want to create an offer and not just a product. What's the transformation? What's the vibe? What's the value that you're giving? Number four, promote confidently. Remember, you are not selling, you are serving. Show up as the person that God called you to be. Number five, you want to add urgency, right? Have maybe a discount, that launch, and also show proof once you have it. Don't let it collect dust in your camera roll. Post those reviews. Number six, start conversations. Provide value before pitching. Get to know your audience and let them get to know you. You need to build that trust and connection if you want people to buy your product. And lastly, number seven, believe in yourself and in your product. That will take you far. If this video helped you, leave a comment of where you currently are in your digital product journey. I would love to support you. And if you're ready to take things to the next level, check out the link in my description to register for my free masterclass where I'm gonna help you turn your content into cash. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, my love. Bye.